Hello and welcome back to Best Era of Football. This is week number 3, and this is the final of the morning or early afternoon games, I should say. This is the 2-0 84 Miami Dolphins versus the 1985 New York Jets, who, as you see, are 0-2. It's a story of offense versus defense. The Dolphins' 9th ranked offense against the Jets' 6th ranked defense in this one. And we will see if the Jets can put some offense, as they are dead last in offense coming into this one. And as good as your defense can be, Dan Marino and the Mark brothers are going to need you to put some points up if you're going to beat them. Your defense is not good enough to beat the Dolphins without scoring points. Just ask the 85 Bears, who had one loss that season, and it was to Dan Marino and most of these Dolphins. And the 85 Jets defense is not as good as the 85 Bears defense, so even more so, the Jets are going to have to put at least 2 touchdowns, if not more, on the board, which I don't think they've done yet today. In neither of the first 2 games have they reached 14 points. So definitely a challenge. The Jets are the underdog, but as they say, that's why you play the games. You'll see them scores from the early games on the bottom of the screen, couple completions, other ones going on. Here comes the man, Dan Marino. Dan the man. Take a look at his stats there. 550 yards, 4 touchdowns, just the 1 interception. Now, there is the Dolphins do have an injury up front, so only at 80% on the offensive line. But they give him time on that one, and Marino connects. Duper makes a spin move, and he's gone on the first play of the game. The Dolphins find the end zone. Wow. That's what I was talking about. You're going to need to score points if you're going to beat the Dolphins. The 9th ranked offense comes out and destroys the 6th ranked defense on one play. Marino hits Duper. Here's a spin, a beautiful spin by Duper for the touchdown. Mark Duper, of course, an Olympic quality sprinter, so once he made that spin move and got the acceleration going again, you're not going to catch him. Dolphins also have a pretty good defense. The weakness of the Dolphins would be, I mean, their offense is better than their defense, but it's not really a weakness. The weakness is they do have the worst kicker in the league out of these best era football teams, so he's unable to kick really reliably anything over 40. I mean, he can attempt stuff between 40 and 50. Wouldn't even attempt it if it's over 50. 40 to 50, you're still, just hoping. Inside 40 is really where you want to use him. But when you keep getting touchdown passes, 1 play, 1 drive, touchdowns, you don't really care how bad your kicker is. The Dolphins are without a all-pro lineman. The Jets are missing their all-pro running back, Freeman McNeil. So there's a look at the people that are playing. McElroy, Sweeney, Fields, Alexander, and Powell. Johnny Hector's the starting running back. Wesley Walker and Altoon are your receivers. Kurt Sohn will also get some playing time at receiver when they go 3 wide, or occasionally he will come in for Walker. Toon will usually stay out there. Here's O'Brien from the shotgun. And he will throw it on the money. And that is the man that we were just talking about. Kurt Sohn. Ken O'Brien, of course, drafted in the same amazing class as Dan Marino and John Elway, Jim Kelly, and others, who are all represented in this best era football, which is fantastic. O'Brien now going to throw again, and that's on the money to Wesley Walker this time. So Marino comes out, does it the quick way. O'Brien not as quick, but just as effective so far. Driving right down the field, and this might turn into a shootout, which again favors the Dolphins, but it'd be nice to see the Jets actually score some points for once. Play action pass, he's in trouble on this one, but he gets rid of it before getting hit and completes another first down. Ken O'Brien playing as if he has eyes in the back of his head, and that's great to see if you're a Jet fan or you just want to see a competitive game. Dolphins defense wondering what's hitting them there. The Jets have quickly got down to the 21-yard line in response to the one-play touchdown that the Dolphins had.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. Take
a look at the Dolphins defense now. Bo Camper, Balmer, Steve Clark, and Doug Betters. Clark, I think, is filling in for an injury. Brudzinski, AJ Dew. You got the Blackwoods at safety. William Judson and Don McNeil are your corners. A lot of B's on that team. They were the killer B defense, so that makes sense. You would see that many names that start with the letter B. And there's O'Brien inside the 10, but unfortunately, Al Toon could not hang on when he got his bell rung. There's that man Kurt Zone again. And a lot of areas, he might be the top receiver on the team, but he's the third receiver, mostly due to his lack of physical ability, meaning speed, acceleration, things like that. He could definitely catch the ball if it's anywhere near him, though.
And on third down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6.
Kick is up, and it is good. So certainly the Jets have a good Pat Leahy with the field goal response to the Dolphins touchdown. At least it's something, showing that they can drive down the field and score points. That's going to be needed today. The defense, of course, is going to have to make Marino take more than one play to score, though. So now it's on the currently 6th ranked defense to have a better performance than they did in drive number 1.
Dolphins getting set to go here. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time.
So these are two of the people in the AFC East. The other two, of course, you see down below, the New England Patriots from 1985 are losing their game against the Houston Oilers. And the other team in that division is the 1990 Bills. So what does that give you? Well, that gives you the 85 Jets team was a playoff team. The other 3 were all AFC champions. The 85 Patriots won the AFC, the 84 Dolphins won the AFC, and the 90 Bills, of course, won the AFC, en route to winning the next 3 as well. So 4-time quadruple AFC winners. Because of that, they kind of win the tiebreaker in my mind. I have Buffalo as the favorite. But the Dolphins and Patriots are right there. I mean, they're also AFC champions, so it's really a very little separation between 3 of the teams in this division, with the Jets most likely to finish in last. But that's why they play the games. I mean, an upset win here in the division is the 84 Dolphins would change all that. Yeah, whereas a loss puts them at 0-3 and the Dolphins will be 3-0, and see the Jets will be well on their way to finishing in last place. Marino quick drop now. He'll swing out to the slant. That's the other Mark brother, Clayton. So
these are his numbers from last week's contest. 4 catches, 117 yards. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that he's off to
Clayton up to 149 yards on the year, so that 11 yards gets him up to 160.
I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down.
Oh, and besides the offensive lineman being injured, the starting running back for the Dolphins, Tony Nathan, who is one of those versatile backs, he's a very good receiver. He is out as well. There's Mark Gastineau, Barry Bennett, and Joe Klecko on the line. Clifton, Mail in the middle, Charles Jackson, and Farrow on the outsides. Hamilton and Springs are your safeties, while Bobby Jackson is one of the 2 corners, and Aaron Glenn would be your other. Safety comes up. This is a safety blitz. They run away from the safety either way. Joe Carter, who is the starting running back today. It's only 3. So here's a 3rd and 7. Jets have a chance to get off the field. which would be a big help here. Let's see what happens. Marino from the shotgun. Line gives him good protection. But now it collapses, and Marino's going to go down as the coverage was superior by the 85 Jets. And the first drive was a quick touchdown. The second drive, the Jets stand tall. And they will get the ball back. Not as bad of a kicker as the Dolphins have. They have a great punter, Reggie Roby.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And an update from up in Foxborough. And the Texans, they have scored again and moved in front by a couple of touchdowns. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that weren't happy with that field goal.
Hector having a hard time getting going, that time being brought down by Bowser.
Then the extra point, that's it. Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up.
Bryant will turn, he'll hand it off again. A little better production this time as Hector gets it out to the 24-yard line, brings up a 3rd and 6.
Upcoming.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
And that's incomplete, and that will bring out the punter.
Whether it's playing this game or whatever we do, hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Here's the Jets punter now.
Well,
as he's on a punt for the first
quick
time
3 and
this
out from the
afternoon.
Jets, not exactly what you want, even if you can't score on every drive, which obviously is ideal in any game. But you would like to keep Marino on the sidelines a little bit longer by picking up a few first downs. So down below, Cleveland takes the lead on the Colts.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away.
There's the remembrance of the Thursday night game, which is probably still the best game played so far in best era football. So here we go, I formation now for the Dolphins. Turn, they'll give it to Carter, and he slams himself forward. Yard or 2, looks like 2 yards. Detroit takes the lead on Atlanta. That's a battle of 91s. 91 Falcons and 91 Lions going at it. Marino will hand off again, and the Jets certainly don't mind the Dolphins putting a commitment towards the run, as the most dangerous plays are when Marino's right arm is involved. Shotgun, Marino will throw this time. Slings it downfield. Diving catch by Mark Clayton. Unbelievable chemistry between those two, as well as between Marino and Duper, as they definitely can harass defenses. High formation now, and they will give it to Carter again. The Dolphins showing a commitment to the run. That might be for later on in the season as much as it is for this game, as even as good as they are at throwing, you don't want to be one-dimensional. Marino will drop back. 2nd and 5. Quick throw underneath. Oh! The Jets are hitting today, but Hardy is going to hold on. He is the backup tight end, or the 2nd tight end on the 2 tight end formations.
Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
That's his job. Catch short passes, make blocks, do a lot of physical things, so a big hit on him is not going to stop him from doing his job.
Tough running there. That's a hard earned 4 yards.
And Carter doing his job so far, averaging just over 3 yards a carry, which means it's not a waste to give him the ball. But they can give it to him and keep the Jets honest on defense. Marino now in 2nd and 6, right down the middle. There is Clayton again. And Marino has started off 5 of 5 for 109 yards and a touchdown. 3 of those 5 go into Mark Clayton. And the Jets are going to have to figure something out. Do they need to get more pressure on them? Do they need to put different types of coverages out there? They need to do something to disturb this young quarterback from Pittsburgh.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
So this should be, if Marino wants to call a play, he can get one more in the 1st quarter. It looks like he's going to let it expire, though. That's the end of the 1st quarter, with the 84 Dolphins off to the quick lead over the 85 Jets, 7-3.
And time is up on the 1st quarter. Back now with Charles Davis.
So they switch sides of the field. Jets desperately need to hold the Dolphins to a field goal here. Again, the Jets are 0-2, but both of those games were lost by only 1 score. And both times it was because their offense couldn't keep up with their defense. I don't remember the exact score of the Bills game, but I think it was something like 16-10. And then against the Raiders, they lost 13-5. So their defense has definitely played well. Their offense unable to get 2 touchdowns in the same game. In fact, I think they only have 1 touchdown this season. There's Marino completing it down to his primary tight end. That is, sorry, the name is, it's Dan Johnson. Such an easy name. I don't know why I couldn't think of it for a second, but Dan Johnson on the catch. Takes a shot from Jets. But that brings up 1st and goal. Again, the Jets with just 1 touchdown in their first 2 games. They do not want to give up a 2nd touchdown this early. It's the handoff, and it doesn't matter what they want because Carter puts it in the end zone. Marino is perfect, 6 for 6. Carter is running enough to keep the Jets off balance. And the 84 Dolphins already 2-0 and quickly up 13-3 on the Jets.
Fundamental football. Good blocking. Beats good tackling on that play.
Von Shaman. Oh my God. He does get it through. He almost missed the point after. Again, he is the worst kicker in best era football. But I was going to say I would be surprised if he can't make an extra point. He does put that through, though, so it is 14-3 Dolphins. And the Jets are going to have to do something they haven't done for about 6 quarters, and that is score a touchdown.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. A reminder coming up in the Sunday night game.
Here's Johnny Hector filling in for Freeman McNeil. Now, Hector's not a bad running back, but he's not the explosive nature that Freeman McNeil brings. So the Jets in a little bit of hole there. They would like to run the ball against the Dolphins and keep Marino off on the sidelines, but without their top running back, it is a challenge. There's a nice move by, or a nice hole created by the offensive line on the counter play.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a
Jets come back to the line. Looks like a running formation. Action. Unfortunately, A.J. Dewey does not believe in it, and he goes straight after O'Brien. Look at this. Absolutely no hesitation. He knows for sure the back doesn't have it, and he buries O'Brien. And now it's a 3rd and 11. Kind of O'Brien, quick step. He'll sling it towards the side, and fortunately, Schuler goes out of bounds before being able to turn it upfield. So the Jets will come out to punt again.
How about the timing on that one? Well, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Meanwhile, down in Philly. And an early advantage in that one for the Giants.
So the Jets' first drive leads to 3 points, but now they've had 2 consecutive 3 and outs, which is getting Reno back onto the field way too quickly. Of course, both these teams are also paying attention to the scoreboard of the Buffalo Bills and New England Patriots, and you saw the 85 Patriots are in a world of trouble against the Oilers, as the Oilers are up 21-0. We have not gotten an update on the 1990 Buffalo Bills game yet, or the one we got still said it was 0-0. Hand off to Carter, he will get just a yard. The Dolphins are more committed to the running game than they have been the first 2 games, as Carter's already up to 12 carries, on pace to get like over 30 if they keep handing it off from Marino from the shotgun now. He'll sling it downfield, and that's right on the money to Dan Johnson again. Marino 7 of 7, 152 yards and a touchdown. And it's not even the Jets that have slowed down the Dolphins, it's just because the Dolphins want to make sure they run the ball. They've called 2 runs for every pass, but when they throw, they're getting over 20 yards per play. Marino now he's in trouble. He'll try to run away. That's not his strong suit, though. And so Bennett will bring him down for a sack. And he gives you the old basketball shot. That is the Jets' second sack. Second and 16 now. Play action pass. Marino comes up gunning, and that's on the money to Duper. 1 man to beat. He's gone. We talked about the speed that Mark Duper brings, and he also knows karate. So that is touchdown number 2 to Duper. 3rd touchdown already by the Dolphins in 4 drives. And this is looking like it's going to be a blowout. 21-3. Jets don't know what to do. Marino is perfect so far. 8 for 8, close to 200 yards, and 2 touchdown passes already.
Good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
223 total yards for the Dolphins after their first 4 drives, 3 of them resulting in touchdowns. O'Brien from the shotgun now. Still looking. Hit as he throws it. That is incomplete. It's not a fumble. And they will hand it off to Johnny Hector. Only a 2-yard gain, though. And something needs to happen soon. They cannot afford another 3 and out because their defense is reeling. O'Brien, he needs to come through on this one. He knows it. He feels the pressure. Steps up and tries to get it to Hector, but the hit knocks it loose. O'Brien only 4 for 9 to start this one. Not much on the running game. The Killer Bees defense flying around. And it looks early like this is going to be an easy win for the Dolphins, which would get them to 3-0 with some of the other great teams of the era, such as the 98 Vikings that have started off 3-0. And then others that have chances to, like the 93 Cowboys are 2-0 and still yet to play. Mark Duper on the season coming in had, I don't know if that includes today or not. He has 2 touchdowns today. They're saying 4, so if that's 4 before today, he's already up to 6 touchdown receptions, which would be insane. So maybe that does include today's action.
And they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about.
3 tight ends from the Dolphins. But Marino's going to throw anyway. And he will throw it. It's tipped up and incomplete. There's a lot of bodies there. 3 tight ends. It looks like at least 2 tight ends and 3 Jets were in the area. odd play call for sure. Oh, Marino gives it to Hill for his second carry of the day, but he goes nowhere. And the Jets have a chance to force the Dolphins to their second punt of the day. Let's see, Marino on 3rd and 10 will find a man for a gain of 11 yards. That is Mark Duper again. Duper and Clayton each have 3 catches already. Marino rifles it out there. Duper, with all his speed, if you play him tight and he gets past you, it's a touchdown. If you back off, then he'll turn right at the first down marker and show his sure hands. So there's no easy way to take care of this passing attack of the 84 Dolphins. There is Duper again, definitely being featured today. Marino still has not thrown an incompletion. I don't know what the Jets are going to do, but they got to come up with something. Marino from the shotgun. Comes up, throws towards the sidelines. That's complete. That is to the tight end, Johnson, and that's his 3rd catch, I believe. So Marino's completed 11 passes, 3 each to Clayton and Johnson, and more than 3 to Duper. Oh, 11 of 12. So Marino has thrown 1 incompletion. There's a handoff to Hill, and even with all those passes in a row, Hill still can't do anything on the run. But the Dolphins are committed to running. They've called at least 15 run plays already. Marino from the shotgun. He'll throw on 3rd and 3, and he'll complete again. And did you see Duper stop on a dime to avoid the hit? Duper already up to 148 yards receiving. That was a nice little stop move there. Okay, we're down to 3 minutes to go in the first half, as the Dolphins, without throwing many incompletions, just 1, have really just wrecked this clock. Play action pass now. Marino will roll. He'll fire across his body, and that's complete. This time to Mark Clayton. Marino is so impressive right now. It's unreal.
He's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
We've seen some teams off to good starts. The 98 Vikings actually looked beatable against the Bucks, but they did win. The Dolphins right here look unbeatable. A couple teams about to be 3-0. Cowboys have looked great in their first 2 games. We'll see what happens on Monday night when they take on the 98 Arizona Cardinals. The 99 Rams have looked great, but they were beat in overtime in the best game of best era football played so far. The Thursday night game here in week 3. And later in the afternoon of week 3, we will have the 2-0 Bengals taking on, from 1988, taking on the oh crap, who are they taking on? They're taking on another team that started off 2-0. Maybe the 90 Raiders. And there's just the 2nd incompletion from Marino today. And that brings up 2nd and goal. I feel like the game's already over with the Jets. Just can't score this many points, but if there's any hope, they need to stop for a field goal here. And there's a hit, a fumble. Oh, the hard hit forces the fumble, but the Dolphins recover it. If the Jets could have recovered that, that could have been something. 3rd and goal now. And they hand it to Hill for some odd reason, and that allows the Jets to stop him and call a timeout. So the Dolphins will go ahead and let Von Schamann attempt a field goal here. It's a short one, so should have no problem, and that's right down the middle. So the Dolphins increase their lead to 24-3.
So they get 3. They were hoping for 6. An unlucky number 13 play drive.
Well, you go to the sideline after putting 3 points on the board, happy, but you wanted to be ecstatic.
Well, if Ken O'Brien could get even a field goal, any kind of momentum, the Jets do get the ball to start the second half. perfect world, the Jets somehow score, get the ball back, and then score to start the second half and make this a game. But even just getting a field goal to let them feel like they can do something going into the locker room would be nice. They did drive down the field on their first drive for a field goal, but all punts since then.
Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex.
Brian from the shotgun, he'll throw on first down. He'll sling it downfield and connect to Kurt's own. And that is down to the 45 of the Dolphins, and now hurry up pace. The Jets do have one timeout left. O'Brien from the shotgun. In trouble, gets rid of it, and finds Schuler this time, the tight end, all the way down inside the 25. So here we go. So we were talking about the Jets need to get points at least. A touchdown would be ideal. At the same time, don't score too quickly because you don't want Marino to steal your momentum before the half. O'Brien, now he'll roll to the right and he'll sling it out of bounds. He doesn't want to risk anything there, including bodily harm, which he was going to if he stepped across the line. Wow, the Oilers are all over the pitch. It's 28-2. O'Brien, quick throw, diving catch. That throw was not on the money, but Schuler made a great catch anyways, only for a 1-yard gain though. 3rd and 9. O'Brien from the shotgun. Good protection. Good protection, but O'Brien keeps sliding to the right until he literally just runs into the hands of the Dolphins, and they're able to put him down for a sack. It was on O'Brien. It's just not using peripheral vision or feel in the pocket or whatever you want to call it. And now we got to hope Pat Leahy can put this field goal on the board. It is good. So Leahy with 2 field goals in the first half gets it to 24-6. But again, the Jets haven't scored a touchdown. They didn't score. They only scored 5 points against the Raiders. And I think they only scored 10 or 13 against the Bills in week 1. They did get 1 touchdown in that game, so they have 1 touchdown on the season. See, Duper himself already has 2 touchdowns today, so Duper today has more touchdowns than the entire Jets team the entire season of Best Era Football.
How much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And there is a handoff, and he gets back to the line only, but that should do it, I think. Dolphins threatening to call one more play. 3, 2, they will snap the ball, give Carter one more carry before the half. He does get a couple, but that does it for the first half. All Dolphins so far from New York, 24-6. On their way to being 3-0 and setting the Jets down to 0-3. We'll see what the Jets can come up with in the locker room. And here we go for the second half. What did the Jets talk about? I'm sure they talked about scoring on their first drive here.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out.
Even just a field goal would be nice. But touchdown is really what they need, down by 18. You see down below, Carolina gets a field goal in right before the half, so they have chopped the Saints' lead down to 7. Okay, here's a handoff to Johnny Hector, and he gets maybe 1. They're going to say none down at the line of scrimmage.
script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
The Jets have unfortunately had to pass more than run because the game has gotten out of control. But here in the second half, it looks like they're recommitting to the run. So the first 2 plays go to Hector. He only gets 2 yards, though. That puts him in a 3rd and 8 hole. And you do not need another 3rd and 3 and out. We need O'Brien to come up with something here. O'Brien, the Dolphins are bringing heat, and O'Brien's going down. Well, on the safety blitz, they had Dewey and Blackwood both coming in. Hector had to make a choice. He chose to pick up the safety, but O'Brien's not running away from people. So there's nothing he could do, really, except for fold. Could have tried to get the ball out of bounds or something for incompletion, but it is a sack. The Jets punt, and the Dolphins will start with great field position at their own 48-yard line. And the Dolphins, who have been committed to running the ball today, will hand off to Carter. He'll make one man miss, and he's up to 40 yards on 15 carries. And the Dolphins are just 2 yards away from getting to 300 on the day. There's a handoff to Carter, and he goes for 4 yards, actually. So the Dolphins are over 300 yards now as a team. There you see the 85 Bears getting within a field goal of the 97 Steelers. And there's your 98 Vikings, who are also undefeated.
Have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now back to throw.
Marino steps up, delivers over the middle, another completion. Marino 16 of 18 today. That's Duper's 7th catch for 159 yards. 2 of those receptions were for touchdowns. If the Jets don't start forcing turnovers, this is going to be a blowout because they can't seem to stop the run or the pass.
A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down.
Marino turns, he'll hand off again, and this is a huge run. Hill gets across the first down marker. He's now up to 17 yards. And the Dolphins are just already working on the clock, driving right down the field. And there's another handoff, and the Jets are able to rally to this one. Stop Hill after just a 2-yard gain. Well, this commitment to the run has definitely kept the Jets players off of Dan Marino. And we have seen when Marino's not getting hit as he throws, he completes everything. Complete to Clayton right there. Another first down. Marino's up to 292 on the day. He has as many touchdown throws as incompletions. And the third quarter is already half over. Marino, quick drop. Fires, touchdown. Wow. This is just a carving of the defense. Absolutely ripping the Jets defense apart. And that point after is through. And the Dolphins lead 31-6.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
That's through the back of the end zone. And the Jets will start at the 25.
Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep.
You saw when the game started, the Jets come in with the dead last rank in offense, 32nd out of 32 teams. Now, part of that is because Freeman McNeil, their all-pro running back, who is the best player on offense, was injured early in their first game. So he is back next week. So we'll see if that helps the Jets, as they need something. O'Brien's not moving the ball enough in the air. And now their starting running back for the last couple of weeks, Johnny Hector, seems to have a shoulder issue. So it's a good thing McNeil's coming back next week, because that's their second running back, who's not a bad backup. After him, though, we start getting down to fairly pedestrian, under-average NFL players. Dennis Bligan, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think it's. Whoa, what was that? It seemed as if he was down, but there was Dolphins underneath him, so he was able to bounce off of them. And there you go. That's what you do when you don't maybe have the talent as the running backs in front of you. You go down, just bounce yourself for another yard or two, pick up the first down. Very interesting. He's hit, bounces himself. Very good, very good. When you're the 85 Jets, you pick up first downs any way possible. And now O'Brien back to pass. He will complete it. That's his 8th completion. He's now up to 110 yards. That is big number 81, Griggs. And 2 tight end set again. He'll hand it to Bligan. 2 more yards. Brings up a 3rd and 5. And you see the Steelers double their lead on the 85 Bears. It's now 17-11. O'Brien turns, he fires, and it's dropped. Al Toon, that's his 2nd drop of the day. He's been hit twice, and both times he's allowed the ball to come out. That's not like you would expect to see from Al Toon, but the 85 Jets probably know this game's over. It was over when they could see how accurate Marino was going to be today. There's a really short punt. Fair catch called. Dolphins start at the 40-yard line. Dolphins have punted once, run out of time once at the end of the first half, so the other drives are 4 touchdowns and 1 field goal. Marino hits his 19th completion of the day. He's over 300 yards now. 19 completions to only 2 incompletions. It's a good day when you have more touchdown passes than incompletions. And that's what Marino has today. Play action pass now. Marino, will he be looking for it all? Fires downfield. That can't be held on to. The coverage was fantastic on that one. Marino could find seams and tight windows, but that was just too tight on that one. 2nd and 10. Marino handoff to Carter. He fights his way down to the 41-yard line. Here's a flag, though. Flag on the play. And this is going to be holding against the Miami Dolphins. It's Cleveland Green, the right tackle. The 84 Dolphins offensive line is loaded with talent. 2 great receivers, a great all-time quarterback, and a very, very good to great offensive line. So you knew the 84 Dolphins offense was going to be hard to deal with. We're unsure if it's the 84 Dolphins defense or just the fact that the 85 Jets have been completely pathetic on offense so far in best era football, but the Dolphins are looking dangerous if it's really their defense that's this good. With an offense you already knew was going to be good, they might be the team that's going to win this whole thing. The Jets do bring them up 1 yard short, though, on this one. Jensen with his 2nd catch, but 1 yard short of the first. And the Dolphins will have to punt for the second time today. Roby punted up in the air towards the sideline, but out at the 11. Okay. Good job getting it inside the 20. That's his third one of the season, first today. And the Jets still looking for their first touchdown since week 1 when they were in Buffalo. Play action pass now. Ken O'Brien turns, fires deep. Nice diving catch by the tight end, Mickey Schuler. And the Jets fans that have stuck around would find that fairly exciting. They're basically looking for individual plays at this point, as the chance of winning the game has long passed. O'Brien underneath, Altoon finds a way to hang on to one and gets up to the midfield.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route.
And look at Buffalo in a defensive battle with the 98 Broncos, 3-3 late third quarter. O'Brien throws it to Schuler again. That's 3 straight completions from O'Brien.
And he'll take it down shy of 45 at the 46. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second.
Try to get one more playoff before the third quarter comes to an end. They will not be able to. So we go into the fourth with the Jets trailing the Dolphins by the score of 31-6.
A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. He'll look to throw.
O'Brien just sails that one. He had good protection,
Another wayward pass.
but just
Things started out poorly in this game and
came out of his hand wrong and kept rising.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play.
3rd and 5 now. Not sure if this is 4th down territory or if they will just punt knowing that the game is over and not wanting it to be worse. O'Brien, quick throw over the middle, and incomplete. They are going to go for it on 4th down. It's not that tough of a call to make as they are across midfield. Not sure if they'd be going for it on their own side of the field, but here they are. O'Brien misfires on that one, and the Dolphins will take over. And now it's just about pride. The Jets probably don't want to. They came in as the 6th ranked defense, so they have pride. They don't want to let a team put 40 on them or anything, so they need to just start getting stops here, regardless if their offense goes for it on 4th down or not. And the Dolphins don't look interested in running up the score or anything. Well, after I say that, though, it's a play-action pass, and Marino looking to load up deep, but no one gets open. Now he throws it across the field, and it's knocked down. Good coverage on the Jets that time. That was a good 7 to 8 seconds that Marino had to scan the field and couldn't find anything. Now 3rd and 10, 14 minutes to go in this one. Marino will play action pass again. Great job by the offensive line. Plenty of time, and he finds Mark Clayton down inside the 30. Marino has hit the 350-yard mark. Only 4 incompletions on the day. The Dolphins, even though they've been committed to the run, they've only got 53 yards running it. Here's another handoff, and not much, maybe a loss of a yard. 20 carries for Carter. That is definitely commitment, but only 50 yards running.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz.
Marino, quick drop. He'll throw it and complete it to his tight end, Hardy, Bruce Hardy. His 2nd catch of the day.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow he
There's a handoff again, and Carter gets another yard. Brings up 4th and 5, and they're not going to take any chances. I told you that anything over 40, as you're still taking your chances from 40 to 50, they don't even want to take a chance on a 41-yarder. That's how bad Von Schaman is as a place kicker. The one weakness that we've seen from the 84 Dolphins so far. Roby does a nice job of getting it out of bounds, though, at the 5. A touchback would have been just a net of 4 yards, so he just kicked it directly out of bounds at the 5. O'Brien scrambles, throws it on the money. Mickey Schuler having a decent game, 6 catches for 74 yards. At this point, the only question is, can the Jets find the end zone? They did not find the end zone in week 2, only once in week 1. And they have not found it again here in week 3. It's 1 touchdown so far on the season. Completion to Griggs, and then A.J. Dewey comes up, I guess, to maybe put an aggressive tackle on him, even though he's already down. So he just flips him over. Wrestling move. Here's the diving catch. Look at this. Boom. Get off me. Oh. All right. Well, give a minor win to the Jets there. No injuries. That's the important thing. O'Brien. He'll look down the sidelines, and he'll get Wesley Walker.
And he's going to be out of bounds at the 39. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
Jets getting some things together. I mean, it's way too late, but at least maybe something to build on for next week. They will be getting their talented running back, Freeman McNeil, back. So if they can get something going in the passing game and then get their running back back, maybe they can start putting a offense worthy of being in best era football together before this season gets completely away from them.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a
Bryant fires across the middle, and he's got Schuler again. Schuler, 7 catches for 89 yards. The bright spot of the Jets today.
Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved. That's going to set him back 5 yards.
And that will cost the Jets 5 yards. Brian's got time. He'll sling it toward the sidelines. He's got Al Toon, who fumbles the football, but luckily it rolls right into the hands of the other receiver. Toon, just his 2nd catch. They have been hitting Toon extra hard. He's had 2 balls come out of his hands from hard hits, and that one after securing the catch. Then he gets rocked, and the ball comes out again.
Team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
Halfway through the 4th quarter now. Still 31-6 as the scoring has settled for the last quarter or so. And there is Townsend with his first catch of the game. And the Jets putting a little bit of a drive together here. If they could end it with a touchdown, that would be something to build on for next game, because they have not scored a touchdown now for over 8 full quarters.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they they've got to pay it off with some points.
And everybody takes off except for the center. It looked like O'Brien stopped his foot calling for the ball. Everybody else was ready to start blocking, but center Sweeney never snapped the ball. Now O'Brien gets the ball in his hand, 2nd and 9. There's another flag on the field. O'Brien's running the wrong way. I don't know if he thought he could outrun him or what, but he ran backwards about 10 yards and then got sacked. That's a 17-yard loss, and it's holding against the Jets, so that's going to be declined. Wow. I'm not sure what O'Brien was thinking, but that turns into a 17-yard loss, 16-yard loss, And now it's 3rd and 25 in the Jet on a drive that was looking promising. O'Brien in trouble, sacked. That's Bowser. He now has 1.5 sacks today, and the nice drive is going to, well, the Jets are going to go for it on 4th and 34, but for the most part, we're sure that this drive is going to result in no points. O'Brien will just launch it. He actually connects, but they had so far to go that even a 29-yard completion is not enough for a first down. JoJo Townsend with his second catch, but the Dolphins will take over right there. And this wasn't the most competitive game, but look down below, a very competitive game. The 90 Bills have just taken the lead on the 98 Broncos by the score of 13-6, and the 85 Patriots are completely out of that game. It's 31-9, but at least they put a touchdown on the board. So it looks like the Bills, well, I mean, it's only a touchdown, so the game's not over. But if the scores hold, the Bills will win and the Patriots will lose. And then, of course, the Dolphins are going to win and the Jets are going to lose. So if those scores hold, the Dolphins will be in first as one of the few undefeated teams in best era football. The 1990 Buffalo Bills will be in second. Your 85 Patriots will be in third, and the only team in the division not to make it to the Super Bowl, your 85 Jets, would be in last at 0-3. Well, the Dolphins will punt. The Jets will have one more chance to get a touchdown on the board. Otherwise, this will make 2 consecutive games without finding the end zone. This is a high punt. Fair catch forced and made by JoJo Townsend, a little man with the extreme quickness. Now comes Ken O'Brien. Besides running too far backwards on a couple of sacks, he has played all right. Nothing special, but nothing disastrous. Just no running game to go along with it, and not much of a defense either today. O'Brien will scramble, and he will get sacked again. That's Baumhauer with his sack. He's now up to 1.5.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game.
It's got to be close to 6 or 7 sacks now by the Dolphins. 6 sacks already. O'Brien from the shotgun. And he's in trouble again. Gets rid of it before getting hit this time, but it's broken up downfield.
They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first.
The receiver's just not getting separation. Of course, the Dolphins playing coverage now, but even only rushing 4, they're still getting to O'Brien. The offensive line needs to pick it up for the rest of the season. Now there's this handoff to protect O'Brien from getting killed, I think. And therefore, we should see the punter come out. 2-minute warning, no reason to lose your quarterback. The running back, again, will be back next week. So, basically, if you're the Jets, just get out of here with no more injuries. Your running back's coming back. You did already have an injury to your starting tailback from today, which is the backup, Johnny Baxter. So, with your starting running back to coming back, it's not too bad of a trade. Lose your second best running back to get your first one back. Just get out of here with no other injuries and hope you can still salvage the season 0-3. Starting to push it at 0-4 or 0-5, and the season's definitely done. It's a handoff to Carter. He will get a hole this time and find a 10-yard gain. So 24 carries, 65 yards. When your passing game is as good as the 84 Dolphins is, 60 to 100 yards rushing is okay. He's just enough to keep defenses honest. Play action pass. Marino turns, he'll fire deep. Did he get his second foot down? No. I was going to say, the Dolphins are just making amazing plays on the passing side of the coin, but he was unable to get his foot down. That makes it 3rd and inches. Should just see a handoff here. And that is enough for the first down. Jets are not going to be calling timeout again. They just want to get out of here without injury, so that should do it. The 84 Dolphins are looking better and better. They will go to 3-0. Offense really looking unstoppable. Defense looking good as well. The 85 Jets have a bunch of problems. They have not scored a touchdown in over 8 full quarters, 2 full games. They have, what, maybe 4 or 5 field goals and a safety, but they only have the 1 touchdown in their early opening game, and nothing since then. They need to get some things fixed. The Dolphins love everything that they're doing. Marino on fire. No turnovers from the Dolphins. Actually, I think no turnovers in the entire game. Altoon fumbled, but the Jets recovered it, so there might have been 1, but I think there is either 0 or 1 turnover. We'll go ahead and wait for the stats to come up. There you see how the scoring went. It was really over by halftime, and then the Dolphins kind of took their foot off of the gas in the second half. Just the 1 drive to start the second half, and then that was it. Well, the Jets' next game, they're going to host the 99 Jacksonville Jaguars, who are the other team. Is off to an 0-3 start, so a couple 0-3s will go at it. The loser of that game will probably be the first team that we'll consider to be eliminated in best era football. So the Jets have to fix some things to make sure that's not them. There you see no turnovers. That's the one good thing you saw from today's game. Neither team turned it over, but it was a one-sided affair as the Dolphins dominated in every way and won the game 31-6. Well, thanks for checking it out. Again, the best era football playlist you'll find here. If you liked what you saw, certainly subscribe, click notifications. If you like the idea of historical football being played on Madden, then you need to check out some other videos I have here for the Sack to the Future. And certainly if you like those, those videos are all going to contain the Bears and Broncos games from the 1960s, as we've played 1960 and most of 1961 season so far. And if that interests you, then you want to go over to the Vinny X Wolf channel and find the playlist for both seasons, and you'll see connections to all the other channels there or here. Brian Feltz, John M, Vinny X Wolf, and of course this channel, Phantom Fighter, will bring you all those games. So this, as well as those other channels I just mentioned, are a great place to find historical football represented in Madden 18. And again, thanks for watching. Have a good night, everyone.